8 miles. And there you see some of the boats. They're going out to the milling area. Just a beautiful, crystal clear day here in the Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri. Gifford Racing, number 88, getting ready. Fountain Powerboat with Mr. Reggie Fountain and Pat Patel. We have 5 onboard cameras today. Freeze frame video, very happy to bring you those cameras so we can give you some really unique and exciting pictures of this race. So we're looking forward to that. There is Bodyguard. One of our onboard cameras aboard Bodyguard. There it is. Our helicopter there in the background is from Helicopter Incorporated. Mr. Alan Barklage is our helicopter pilot today. The company's from Cahokia, Illinois. Helicopter Incorporated. Alan Barklage, they're going by. We are aboard Bodyguard. Now RC Marine with our second onboard camera. RC Marine powered by Zool Racing engines. There you see all the boats sitting in the milling area waiting for the beginning of this race. Final national race for U.S. Offshore. Beautiful scenery here at the Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri. Great Lakes Caster there going by. Great Lakes Caster in great competition with Ken's Oil in the Great Lakes Trophy Series, vying for first place in that series. All right, we're aboard B88 Obsession, our third onboard camera for this race. Harry Turner's Obsession. Harry Turner is the owner-driver of Obsession. Throttle-man Mr. Peter Ouellette. Obsession is powered by Reed Racing engines. Obsession. How sweet it is. How sweet it is. Mr. Carl Myers, powered by United Racing engines. Our fourth onboard camera aboard How Sweet It Is here in the milling area. There's Buckshot and Burning Desire. The How Sweet It Is racing team, by the way, would like to thank the Four Seasons Lodge. We're on board Gifford Racing now. Gifford Racing with Mr. Rich Dancision and Bill Gifford. Our fifth onboard camera aboard Gifford Racing. 5 in all for this race, and Freeze Frame Video thinks that this is really a very unique and special way to show you all the action of this race, this last national race for U.S. Offshore. We also like to say that Willie Schultz has installed all of these onboard cameras. Willie Schultz from Superboat Service on Long Island. Now there we see the yellow smoke aboard Team Hustler Powerboats. Hustler Powerboats from Long Island supplying all of the pace boats for this race. We'll be going with 3 starts. The first will be the open class, which will go 12 laps for a total of 108 miles. Just a few moments away now from the beginning of this race, we'll be covering the open. First off in the first start. That includes Gifford Racing, Fountain, Mr. Goodwrench, and Screamin' Eagle. We'll be going with the open start first off. There you see some of the boats now going away from the milling area into the lineup for this first start of this Power Fest 94 in Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. We are on board now, Gifford Racing. There you see Rich Dancision and Bill Gifford of Gifford Racing getting ready for this open start. Moving out of the milling area. There's Fountain on the right side. Aboard Gifford Racing, you can hear those Mercury power plants revving up as Gifford Racing gets on plane. Bill Gifford and Rich Dancision. All right, back to our helicopter shot now. Mr. Goodwrench on the inside, Fountain on the outside with the Hustler Pace Boat in the lead, just a few moments away from the beginning of this race. This Powerfest 94 Lake of the Ozarks. Looking downfield, Gifford Racing coming up slowly to get in line here for the beginning of this open start. Mr. Goodwrench on the inside, waiting for the green flag. Fountain and the Hustler Pace Boat there on the outside. We've got the green flag. Now this is the Powerfest 94 U.S. Offshore Lake of the Ozarks has begun with Mr. Goodwrench on the inside, with now Gifford Racing coming up very quickly with Fountain on the outside. Gifford Racing now going past Mr. Goodwrench. Fountain on the outside. Gifford Racing coming up very, very quickly here in the early moments of this race. Mr. Goodwrench on the inside. Gifford Racing and Fountain now fighting it out in the early moments of this Powerfest 94. Lake of the Ozarks, the final national race for the U.S. Offshore Racing Association. 88, Gifford Racing, 40-foot Jaguar, powered by two 900-horsepower Mercury power plants. There's Fountain there on the outside right now, still in the lead. And there's that Hustler pace boat on the outside, still keeping up with these boats in the early moments of this race. Gifford Racing, powered by two 900-horsepower Mercury power plants with Mercruiser drives. The driver is Bill Gifford, throttleman Rich Dancision, navigator Steve Szilagyi. There's Fountain there on the outside and slightly in the lead over Gifford Racing. Very close here in the early moments. Gifford Racing on the inside. Fountain with Mr. Pat Patel and Reggie Fountain on the outside. There you see very close there. Now you see Gifford Racing creeping up, closing some of that gap. Gifford Racing on the inside, very close here. A duel going on here in the open start. Gifford Racing and Fountain. Now Gifford Racing has taken the slight lead over Fountain Powerboat there on the outside. Gifford Racing now in the lead. Gifford Racing, by the way, is first right now in the national point standings for U.S. Offshore, first in the Northeast. Gifford Racing with Mr. Bill Gifford, Rich Dancision, and Steve Szilagyi. There is Fountain now on the outside in second place. Gifford Racing in first, but not very much. A real struggle here as they're going around the turn now. Gifford Racing in the lead over Pat Patel and Reggie Fountain. And as we go around the turn, there is Gifford Racing slightly in the lead. Fountain Powerboats on the inside coming around. There you see Fountain Powerboats has taken the lead on that turn over Gifford Racing. A real duel. We're aboard now. Gifford Racing with Rich Dancision, Bill Gifford, and Steve Szilagyi. And we're going to go through that sequence one more time at the start of this Powerfest 94. Right there you can see Fountain on the outside as Gifford Racing was creeping up very slowly and trying to pick up some of that lead, close some of that gap. And Mr. Bill Gifford and Rich Dancision. Fountain on the outside, Mr. Pat Patel and Reggie Fountain. Once again, this is the sequence in the very start of this race. And there you see Fountain Powerboats. By the way, the Gifford Racing team includes, as we said, Mr. Dancision, Bill Gifford, and Steve Szilagyi. Also son-in-law Jerry Fallavine, Joe Halbruner, Susan Gifford, and Cassie Gifford, mascot of Gifford Racing. Sponsors include Sunoco Race Fuels, Crayons Motorsports Marine, and McGuire's. Now you see Gifford Racing picking up some room now, getting ready to pass Fountain, as we saw. Fountain Powerboats on the outside. Gifford Racing making its move right now and taking first place in the very early moments of Powerfest 94. Let's listen to those Mercury power plants. The Gifford Racing team won championships in 1992 and 93 for U.S. Offshore National High Point standings in open division. Gifford Racing right now going around the turn, as we saw, having a slight lead over Fountain Powerboat, but Fountain now is going to come on the inside and once again take the lead in the early moments of this race. Bill Gifford there handling the wheel, making the turn. And very shortly we will see Fountain Powerboats in our left-hand corner there. There it is. Fountain Powerboats now taking the lead on that turn, as we saw before from our helicopter shot. Very exciting opening here in open class. Back to our helicopter shot now. There is Fountain in the lead with Gifford Racing right behind. Not much room between these two open boats. Back to our onboard camera. There's number 76, Fountain, a 42-foot Fountain powered by two 1,100 horsepower Mercury inboards. Mr. Pat Patel, the driver, throttleman Reggie Fountain aboard. Number 76, Fountain. The very exciting moments of this race. Fountain slightly in the lead with Gifford Racing right behind. A real duel. There we are on board Gifford Racing with Mr. Rich Dancision and, of course, Bill Gifford and Steve Szilagyi. Now we're watching Fountain Powerboats. A victory in Chicago. There's Bill Gifford and Gifford Racing there on the outside now, picking up some of the lead. Now in first place. They're swapping back and forth here in the early moments of this last final national race of U.S. Offshore. Very, very exciting to watch. And very exciting from our onboard camera inside Gifford Racing. We have 5 onboard cameras during this race. One of them here on board Gifford Racing. There you see now, as we saw that sequence, Gifford Racing once again passing Fountain on the outside. As we saw from our helicopter shot, now from inside the cockpit. We can also see now through the visor that the other starts are off and running. Back there, helicopter. There's Gifford Racing on the outside with a slight lead. Very close. These two boats are really dueling it out. Great competition between this 40-foot Jaguar and 42-foot Fountain. Let's listen. There's some of that beautiful scenery of the Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. Great backdrop to this last national race for U.S. Offshore. How sweet it is, the current leader in D-Class. How sweet it is, a 32-foot skater powered by two 750-horsepower United Racing engines with Mercury drives. The driver, Carl Myers from Canada's New York, Throttleman Terry Ayers from St. Charles, Missouri. How sweet it is, the current leader in D-Class here in the early moments of PowerFest 94. How sweet it is, racing team. We'd like to thank the Four Seasons Lodge, and also, of course, their sponsors, Domino's Sugar, Reebok, Sweeteners Plus, and Corbel Champagne. How sweet it is currently in first place in the Prop Series, first in the APBA National Point Standings, second in D-Class in U.S. Offshore, and third in U.S. Offshore. But if it does very well in today's race, it could easily move into second place in D-Class in the National Point Standings for U.S. Offshore. How sweet it is! All right, we're going on board. How sweet it is now, just before the beginning of this race, and there's some of the other boats there lining up on the right side. Aboard How Sweet It Is, Carl Myers and Terry Ayers. We're waiting for the green flag. Let's listen. Those United Racing engines now revving up. And we've got the green flag here in the start of this PowerFest 94 in D-Class. How sweet it is, too, with Carl Myers and Terry Ayers. And you don't see any other boats in sight. They've got a clear lead in their start. And as we said, they're currently in first place in D-Class. Great year so far for How Sweet It Is. At second place in Key West, first in South Padre Island, third in Miami, first place in Latonia, New Hampshire, first place overall in the world kilo record, first overall in Sarasota. Great record so far for Carl Myers.